Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick. In this video, I would like to talk about fasting, all right? I would like to talk about the benefits of fasting and why we should implement fasting into our lives, okay? The first benefit I would like to talk about is fat burning, okay? And how we fat burn doing fasting is the insulin levels in our body drop when we fast, okay? And then that provokes fat burning. And we know fat burning is going to help combat what? Some of the health risks that we have in our society, right? Like heart disease, strokes, okay, diabetes, and high blood pressure, okay? So if you know anyone in your family, you know what I mean? If you are susceptible to some of these things, then you know fasting can help that not happen in your life, and it can help you express better genes, okay? Because you heard me talk about in previous videos epigenetics, all right? So even if you think some of these things are in your gene pool, okay, if you fast and eat right, then guess what? Those genes probably won't be expressed, okay? Now, the second benefit that I would like to talk about when it comes to fasting, okay? I would like to also talk about the increased HGH levels, okay? Increased human growth hormone. Now we know when you increase your human growth hormone, this also does what? It also helps with fat burning, right? It also helps with muscle maintenance and also muscle gains, okay? So if you're someone who's getting of age, or if you are of age, one of the ways that you can slow the deterioration of your muscles, okay, and the lack of being able to build up muscle is you can fast, okay? That's going to boost your HGH levels, and it's going to make sure you maintain the muscle that you have, and while you also grow muscle, okay? Now, we got what? We got cellular regeneration, okay? We got cellular repair, okay? So what happens is, let's look at your fasting like this. Fasting is like you're cleaning, okay? Now, we know in our typical lives, imagine if you're trying to clean, right? You're at home trying to clean, and then someone keeps on distracting you. Someone keeps knocking on the door. And then you have to stop cleaning, and then you have to go answer the door. And then not only do you have to go answer the door, but then the people want to come in, and let's say they got mud all over their shoes, and they're tracking mud all through your home. So while you're in the process of trying to clean your home, you're being interrupted, plus people are giving you more to have to clean up, right? So think of this in terms of your cells, okay? When you fast, your cells are able to clean themselves up and repair themselves and rejuvenate without any distractions or without any further hindrances, okay? Or anything that it doesn't have to continue to clean, okay? So you give your cells a break, and you give them time to be able to clean themselves and repair themselves and heal, okay? Now, lastly, I want to talk about gene expression, okay? Also, gene expression. We talk about epigenetics, okay? So, what happens for some strange reason, when you fast, you activate a gene called the sirtuin gene, okay? You activate the sirtuin gene. And what happens is the sirtuin gene, it promotes anti-aging, okay? It promotes anti-aging by compressing the DNA histones, okay? It compresses the DNA histones. And so what happens is it slows the way that the chromosomes are reproduced, okay? It slows the way that the chromosomes are reproduced, and it affects the chromosomes in a way that when they do reproduce, they don't reproduce with errors as often or as much, okay? So think of it in terms of like your cells. We know how cells duplicate, but we know that each time the cells duplicate, they lose a little bit of integrity, right? When they lose a little bit of their integrity, every time they replicate a little bit more flawed than before, okay? They don't replicate exactly the same, okay? So the imperfections over time manifest, okay? Because we keep on reproducing cells, cells keep turning over, they keep on duplicating, and then each time they duplicate, they don't duplicate as good as they were previously. Now it's the same thing with this, okay? But what we found is that um, they when they reproduce with less errors, okay? So that's why it's an anti-aging, Okay, it has an anti-aging effect. All right. Now, also, now that was lastly for the physical attributes of fasting. Okay. Now, lastly, I want to talk about fasting from a whole nother point of view. I want to talk about the spiritual, okay, aspect to fasting. Okay. Now, and emotional and just behavioral aspect of fasting. All right. Now, what happens is fasting allows you to exercise your willpower, okay? You get to see how long you can go, without eating, you know what I mean? And you test your will, okay? And you realize that you don't have to eat as often. So, for example, me, I believe my personal best when it comes to fasting is like 8 days or so. And I felt so liberated after that, okay? And I probably did that maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I still feel liberated to this day, knowing that I can go at least that long without eating, okay? And then I'm going to continue to challenge myself to see how long I can go without eating anything, okay? And it's just very liberating, like I said, because you know that you don't have to depend on food as much as you thought you did. Okay, you don't have to be a slave to food. All right, so that's the spiritual component of it. All right, it just tests your willpower, tests your strength, and it liberates you a little bit. So, guys, hopefully this video was helpful. I would recommend that you give fasting a try if you don't, if you haven't before. And like I said, guys, hopefully this was helpful, and peace and thank you, and join me next time. I'll keep coming with great informative videos for you. Peace.